K Nation. Sponsored by K-State Superstore and 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K Nation, K-State lands a composite 5-star basketball commit. We made the trip to Oklahoma to talk to him and ask why he wants to be Wildcat.
Plus, the Big 12 Men's Golf Championship starts this week, and we catch up with the Jayhawks to see if they can keep a nice streak going.
And plenty of big faces make an appearance in this show. From guys with a great future to a blast from the past, we've got appearances from your favorite Wildcats and Jayhawks. So without further ado, welcome to K Nation. I'm Lainey Gerber.
And I'm Glenn Kinley. We'll get to all that and a whole lot more. We've got a big show, lots of big names, lots of big news, and lots of scores. It was a busy week here in the Sunflower State.
It usually is. There's plenty to unpack tonight, but we're in the heat of baseball and softball season. So we're going to start in Lawrence. KU baseball swept in last weekend's Sunflower Showdown, but the Jayhawks rebounded earlier this week with 2 big wins over Air Force. This weekend looked a lot like last weekend, though. KU played host to number 24 Oklahoma State, and it's just really hard to beat ranked teams.
Good teams.
Jayhawks fall 15-10 on Friday, 14-3 on Saturday, and an 8-3 loss earlier today. They dip below 500 now at 19-21, 5-10 in the Big 12. Things still look bright for Coach Fitz's squad, though. We know this. Those guys can hit the baseball. We have a fun matchup on Wednesday, too. The Jayhawks are going to Wichita State.
Oh, there we go. That will be fun.
Yeah.
All right, K-State baseball, they pick up a massive road series victory over the weekend. 6-3 win Friday and a 6-4 win Saturday. That was before a loss today. But as the postseason approaches, a couple road wins at UC Irvine really stick out and boost your resume. Pete, we're calling him Pete the Cats Hughes. He has his boys rolling 26-16 right now. They're 9-6 in conference play. And K-State's going to stay out there in California, a place that Lainey knows well. And they're going to get UC Riverside before heading back to Manhattan.
That's also a place I know very well. It's in the Inland Empire.
There we go.
Well, for KU softball, Game 1 on Friday got postponed, so Game 3 of this series will be played tomorrow. Jayhawks handed a 6-1 loss Saturday, but a big turnaround this afternoon. They put together a shutout performance and a walk-off win. Lizzie Ludwig gets the complete game shutout with 5 strikeouts.
She was good.
Ashlyn Anderson comes through with a huge triple to start the final inning, and Peyton Renzi delivers a walk-off sac fly. Jayhawks are back to 500 at 21-21, 3-8 in the Big 12. Rubber match for this series is tomorrow at 1 p.m.
There we go. That's a big win today.
Yeah.
K-State soccer done with its spring schedule. The Cats hosted Colorado College yesterday in an exhibition match. It went about as well as it could have. 3 goals in the first half. It ends up with a 5-1 victory. Ada Anderson, a hat trick in the game, but a full team effort for the Cats. And this fall, of course, they're going to try to build off the program's first Big 12 tournament appearance. That was a year ago.
Have you had a hat trick in a...
No, I probably haven't since I was little, so it's a fun little thing. Reminds me of when I was a kid playing, so that's all I want, is just have fun out here.
Honestly, like before this game, we were struggling a lot with offense, so we just really honed in on the last pass, honestly simple stuff, and that's what we ended up doing. We ended up scoring a lot of goals, so it's fun.
Coach Mike Dabini says it's great momentum to end the spring with a 5-1 victory, and that's enough to carry over to August.
Scoring a lot of goals is fun. Breaking news.
Oh, we didn't know. Maybe Sporting KC could use a tip.
Yeah, they might need a few of their players.
Well, after such a fun men's basketball season for K-State, it is bittersweet to see a couple of fan favorites just moving on to play at the next level.
Yeah, Marquise Noel and Keontae Johnson left their mark on K-State basketball. That is for sure. But they also left their mark on the hearts of those K-State fans everywhere. So that before they left town or leave town soon for pro basketball endeavors, the All-Americans made a trip to us here in the capital city of Topeka for a meet and greet with the fans in partnership with Wildcat NIL and R&D Collectibles. Noel and Johnson took pictures, signed autographs like you see there, and ultimately, let's just be honest, they put a whole lot of smiles on a whole lot of faces of a whole lot of purple-loving people.
It means a lot. We have the best fans in the country. They show their love and support, every single night, and this is just our way of giving back to them.
Definitely fun. Do it along with Marquise. So all year they've been with us, up and downs. They always stayed and kept us motivated and just kept us going. The coaches did a great job of getting involved with them, and they came to the game and we showed out for them. So that's fan base in the world.
Best fan base in the world. Bold statement right there. Fans showed out for these two, obviously, and they showed out for the fans. And Jerome Tang was even calling for their jerseys to be retired, so that could happen at some point as well. You never know.
Ooh, that'll be a good one. Some other headlines this week for the Cats. It's the Catbacker Tour dates. Jerome Tang and some players will make pit stops through western Kansas from May 17th through the 19th, going to Hayes, Dodge City, Great Bend, and other cities. Chris Kleiman and some of his team have the Eastern Front from May 22nd to the 25th, stopping in Wichita, Kansas City, Topeka, and even more. The full schedule for this is on our website, so check that out.
And also KU basketball news, Townsend University transfer Nick Timberlake. This is a big one. He announced his commitment to the Jayhawks. He's the first KU commit of this transfer class this offseason. He averaged 17 points a game last season. He's coming to Lawrence for his 6th year of college hoops, and he can really shoot the basketball well. Also, Marcus Adams Jr. reclassified. He'll join the Jayhawks this upcoming season. He's a 6'8" forward coming from high school. He was originally supposed to be in the class of 2024. Reclassified, and now he'll join Kansas basketball 1 year early. Exciting stuff.
You just couldn't wait. I couldn't wait if I were him.
They got to get him on campus. Let's start hitting some shots.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started here on K-Nation. Coming up, it's an exclusive interview with 5-star Wildcat commit David Castillo. He tells us the details of a specific phone call with Jerome Tang that may have sealed the deal for his college choice.
But before we get to that, the Big 12 Men's Golf Championship start tomorrow, and KU is looking at a deep run. Up next, hear how the Jayhawks' confidence is not wavering through this tough competition.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com. Are you a super fan? K-State Superstore has the largest assortment of licensed K-State apparel and souvenirs waiting for you. And with our Superfan Rewards program, you'll enjoy even more. Fans can experience K-State Superstore at the stadium, online 24/7 at kstatesuperstore.com, and our new flagship location at 520 McCall Road. K-State Superstore, official retail partner of K-State Athletics.
Mental health is about emotional health and brain health.
Healthy children and families, and a healthy Kansas.
Go to acmhck.org to find your local community mental health center.
Topeka on the glass on 3. 1, 2, Topeka on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
All next week, only today has star power like this. Meghan Trainor, Laura Dern, Amy Poehler, Priyanka Chopra Jonas, and Sean Hayes. Every morning, all next week on Today.
Come out to the biggest party in the heartland, the Country Stampede. Headliners include Hardy, Lee Bryce, and Cody Johnson. July 13th through 15th. Tickets and camping on sale now at countrystampede.com.
The Big 12 Men's Golf Championship starts tomorrow, and the Jayhawks are getting hot at just the right time.
Yeah, they finished second in the past 2 tournaments. Here's how the team is planning to one-up that this week.
A little higher intensity, but everybody knows what we're playing for.
KU men's golf is confident, which is key for the team going into playoff golf. Coaches are stressing, don't change anything.
Confidence is big in golf, and I think we have played better. You know, the weather's been better. We've had some good finishes, some individual good finishes. So I think confidence is building, and hopefully we can continue on with that.
Not much is changing. So we've been sticking to key things like working on putting, chipping a lot.
Not only have the Jayhawks been finishing well, but Gunnar Broyne just tied for the second best round in program history. That was a 9-under round at the Hawkeye Invitational.
For the first 36 holes, it wasn't clicking till that final round, but just being patient out there. Coach has been stressing pretty much every tournament, just be patient, pretty much wait till the birdies come, and I found a little bit of something the last day, and hopefully we can keep that rolling into regionals and conference. Golf is one of the toughest sports to keep winning in. Or so it seems. The Jayhawks say they can keep it up. It's not as tough as it might seem. You know, my confidence is really high. I'm a confidence player. I feel like I've been stringing tournaments together all semester.
KU learned a lot from last year's NCAA tournament. That's helped them to this recent success.
Anything's possible. We're outside the top 5 after the first and second round, and we ended up making it by quite a bit, so never give up, and you never know what's going to happen.
You have to be consistent. You have to really pay attention to every shot and hopefully not give shots away, because it usually comes down to one shot, whether you qualify or not.
One shot, whether you qualify or not, stakes are high.
I know, it is.
Yeah, and K-State will obviously be there too. They're ranked number 24 in the country.
We got some good golf. They got to give us some pointers.
Early this week is going to be awesome.
All right, I love it. Well, K-State football has been soaking in its Big 12 championship season from last fall, but at the end of that 2022 campaign, the team made it very clear championships, the expectation there. They don't want that to be just a one-time thing.
Yeah, and it was a fun team to root for, so fun that fans are hoping to see the Wildcats in action in a spring game. But since Chris Kleiman has got to town, K-State has been one of the few teams in the country to not have a spring game or even a showcase to give fans a glimpse of the team that's
all
coming in the
business
fall.
in the spring over there.
Yeah, in K-State's final spring media availability this year, Kleiman explains his decision to keep the guys off the field in April.
Here's an easy answer, and it could be something as simple as, well, I just want to be there and watch the guys. I want everybody to see Deuce Vaughn play in the fall, and everybody wants to see Deuce Vaughn play in the spring. And for 3 years, that kid didn't get touched in the spring, and he was able to have pretty good falls. And so everybody, if they come to a game, and I understand it from a fan's perspective, they want to come and watch some of the young guys, but they also want to come and watch guys like Deuce. And every time Deuce carries the football in March and April, I'm holding on for dear life, that hoping somebody doesn't fall on the kid.
There you go. So it is health purposes, of course, for the Cats, making sure you keep everybody healthy, and a slight break in the action now for them until fall. Although, of course, those guys, well, they still keep busy. They still put in plenty of work. The coach is mixing it up a bit, perhaps get out and do some recruiting, a little more film study than usual. No true off season, but maybe that's why they're Big 12 champs. The work never stops.
Yeah, coaches all spring always mention how they just don't want to get hurt. It's the main thing.
That's the main priority. And Jayhawk Land, they're talking about having a physical spring, but you're balancing physicality with don't touch the quarterbacks.
Healthy. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. Spring games are fun, but you don't really learn much because no one can touch anyone.
It's like a fun little day at the park for fans.
Yeah. Well, coaching hires are always exciting, but one recent change has us a little sad. After the break, how Terry Nooner is taking lessons from KU as he starts his head coaching career. Plus, we reflect on one more major hire around here. Stick around.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
At Fidelity Bank, we take your business personally. As a family-owned bank serving customers since 1922, service to the greater Topeka community is what we do. An abundance of liquidity and capital allows us to serve your needs and keep your deposits safe. Contact us for the safety of your deposits and success of your business.
Your hometown Fidelity Bank. We do business right here at home.
Sports! We have everything
that you're looking for
at Play It Again Sports.
New and used sports and fitness equipment with used up to 50% off retail.
You can create your own discount by trading in and trading up. Sell us your gear and get cash on the spot, or even get store credit.
Play It Again Sports has something for every athlete. All seasons, all sports, on any budget. We're open every day in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
Game on!
Topeka on the glass on 3. 1, 2, Topeka on the glass!
As the weather warms up and your to-do list grows, don't forget about your windshield.
Avoid costly replacements. Repair that chip before it's too late.
If you need a repair or an entire windshield replacement,
call Topeka Auto Glass, 785-438-8808.
Jefferson's is the perfect spot to watch the game. Come try our new Loaded Macs, or pull up a seat at the bar and match our cold draft beer with our new Mac Burger. Find us at 29th and Wanamaker in Topeka or online at jeffersons.com.
Welcome back to K-Nation. We have been very fortunate to have a fantastic group of coaches in Manhattan and in Lawrence. Jerome Tang obviously an instant success
people
at
like him.
K-State. Yeah, he's a likable guy. Lance Leipold, also a likable guy.
Yeah,
he turned KU football into a team with bowl game expectations, which is not easy to do.
Rather quickly, too. We got Brandon Schneider at Kansas with women's basketball. He's another one of those great coaches. A 25-win season, a WNIT championship, and that helped him land the state's Coach of the Year award. Unfortunately, though, he might have been even a little bit too good, and his assistants are even too good because now they're picking up head coaching jobs.
Yeah.
Assistant coach or former KU assistant coach Terry Nooner has left Lawrence for Wichita State. We're happy for him. You know, he's got a head coaching gig, but we're also bummed he's leaving Jayhawk land, where he was officially named the head women's basketball coach there for the Shockers earlier this week. And Nooner spent 3 years with the Jayhawks. One season was in 2012, and he was there the last 2 years where he helped coach Schneider's team to KU's breakout campaign. But now it's time for Nooner to move on and take control of his own program.
Really in awe, just because of how it all transpired. This has always been like a dream job of mine. It's always been a job that I always talked about. I would want to get my first head coaching job at. So the fact that this happened, to me, is just amazing. I'm still kind of speechless and kind of taking it all in. So it's been awesome.
At least the Jayhawk gets to stay here in the Sunflower State.
Yeah, he's not going too far.
Yeah, he does have to leave behind his crimson and blue, though. Nooner even played basketball at KU in the late 90s, but there's no holding back against his former team now. He'll be rooting for Coach Brandon, still his friend, of course. But when these two squads meet up, Nooner expects the Shockers to win. Ooh.
I think it's cool. I think competition is great. I think it's going to be, if all three of the programs are great, I think it's greater for the state as a whole. And I love the fact that we can compete against those guys on that level, and that's going to be my goal, to make sure we're able to compete against KU and K-State.
Between K-State, KU, and Wichita State, it could be an exciting year of women's basketball next year. Wins against KU and K-State, pretty good sell if you're that third Division I program in the state like Coach Nooner is with now. And we've seen a lot more action against the in-state rivals lately, so hopefully they'll get to keep meeting up. We can have a little reuniting between those coaches. And he also added what he learned from Coach Roy Williams. He saw how much work Coach Williams put in to go to a Final Four in a few years, so he's trying to bring that same mentality to Wichita.
Well, he hasn't learned from some very bad coaches.
Yeah,
so.
He's had a lot of good role models, you could say.
Yeah.
All right, well, we do have a throwback, but it's not Thursday. I don't think we'll call it Throwback Thursday. Send It Back Sunday.
I like it.
Was that your idea? Did you put that in there?
No, I thought of Circle Back Sunday, but it doesn't start with an S, but it's the same sound. But
it doesn't
you get
have
the
a
idea.
great. What if we just call it Throwback Thursday on a Sunday?
There we go.
Anyways, it's been 20 years since KU hired Bill Self. You might have heard of him to run the men's basketball program. It's been 2 whole decades. So to celebrate, we're going to send it back this Sunday to Coach Self's introductory press conference.
So today's a time for dreams to come true. Here's the head coach's chair. We'd be pretty glad if you just keep it for the next 25 years or so.
I can't tell you enough that I am thrilled to be the basketball coach at the University of Kansas. Woke up this morning and I'm driving to the office, and I, on purpose, drove up Naismith Drive. And, you know, I've always thought, how cool would it be to office on Naismith Drive? And now it actually gets to happen. You know, this program is so big. This program's bigger than one player. It's bigger than one coach. And you've been spoiled. You've had a coach here the last 15 years that's done a remarkably great job. It's a tough act to follow. But you know something? Larry Brown was a tough act to follow. And Ted Owens went to 2 Final Fours and was a tough act to follow. And Fog Allen was a very tough act to follow. And the guy who started it all is the toughest of all acts to follow, Dr. Naismith, the most prestigious chair in all of college basketball, and I certainly am looking forward to that.
There you have it, Coach Bill Self, pretty well liked. And they said when they introduced him, we'd really appreciate it if you stuck around for 25 years or so. We got 20 down, so as long as he gets 5 more, he'll have kept his promise.
Yeah, well, he said recently that if anything, the end of the road is a lot farther now.
He might be here for 25 more years from now.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. His hair is a little darker in that intro presser.
We're not going to talk about it.
No. Well, it's finally here. Everything you need to know about K-State men's basketball's newest commit, David Castillo. He and Glenn dive into the big decision right after the break.
Car wrecks don't just happen from 9 to 5. If you're in a wreck, we're available 24/7.
Don't wait until tomorrow to get the help you need now. In a wreck, need a check?
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
At 2 Men and a Truck, we'll treat you and your belongings like we'd treat our own grandmas.
Here we go.
Welcome.
Whether we're moving you across town or even across the country.
Hear that? It's edge of your seat. He blows the body off the car. Entertainment at top speed. Camping World NHRA races where top drivers compete to be the best. But don't blink. And who's got the horsepower? It is going to be Justin Ashley. A dazzling Top Fuel final. You could miss it. It's the Menards NHRA Nationals presented by Pet Armor. August 11th through 13th at Heartland Motorsports Park in Topeka. Every ticket's a pit pass and kids 12 and under are free. Get tickets early and save at NHRA.com.
Golden Corral on Southwest Wanamaker Road has been locally owned since 1999. Come join us in our newly remodeled dining room with updated decor, a stone fireplace, and an enhanced buffet area. Breakfast served Saturdays and Sundays. Pickup orders and catering available. Golden Corral in Topeka is looking for great service-minded people to fill positions with advancement opportunities. Serious applicants can walk in to complete an application.
Come on in and join us
at Golden Corral.
Next live, Nikolai Coster-Waldau and Otto Asando. Plus, we're celebrating spring all week long.
Monday morning at 11 on 27 KSNT.
Big truck accidents have resulted in big money for our clients.
In a wreck, need a check? Call us today.
Patterson Legal is the way to go. Call 431-0000.
Well, safe to say K-State men's basketball had an all-time great season in Jerome Tang's first year,
Definitely.
but he's been very open about it becoming the standard. This isn't just a season that's going to stand out for
he wants to keep it that way, and bringing in five-star point guard David Castillo, well, that's a big deal. He committed to the Cats earlier in the week, bringing all-time talent to the Little Apple. So I drove down to Oklahoma, believe it or not, for Castillo's commitment, and we talked about all sorts of things. So here's what the future Wildcat had to say. Here with the newest Kansas State basketball commit. David, congratulations, first of all, and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me about why you chose Kansas State. The hats up there were KU, Oklahoma State, and Kansas State. What made you decide you wanted to be a Wildcat?
I wanted to be a Wildcat because, Coach Tang and the entire environment over there in Manhattan. I just love Manhattan, and I love Kansas State and Coach Tang. He's preaching every day, and then he wants some dudes, and I think I'm a dude.
At what point did you maybe know that it was Kansas State, or that you were even leaning that way, and maybe they were on your radar? You're like, hey, I might want to go play there.
I think the first time I really knew I wanted to go play for Coach Tang is when he called me after the March Madness game. He called me and he yelled at me and he said, I know you want to be a dude. And, it kind of hit me in the chest a little bit. It's like, yeah, I kind of do. And, for him to say that and call me right after the game is very special.
What game was that? Do you remember?
It was after the
Sweet 16, maybe?
Sweet 16 game. Sweet 16 game.
After they beat Michigan State,
right,
probably?
Right,
okay.
right.
Yeah, I'm sure he was pretty fired up then.
Yeah,
Tell me about some specific conversations that you had with the coaching staff leading up to that time, stuff that they were telling you about what they think you can accomplish, stuff like that, stuff that stood out to you maybe different from other schools that were recruiting you, because I know a lot of teams wanted you.
Right. They just wanted me to. They wanted me to know that I was going to have the ball in my hands and I was gonna learn how to be a point guard. I feel like that coaching staff can teach the game of basketball on and off the court, and teach how to be a person off the court. And I think it's very grateful to just be in this position right now.
You mentioned that Coach Tang always talks about wanting to develop young men more than even develop basketball players. Was that important to you, that you feel like he's going to make you a better husband, a better father someday?
It was very important. It was probably number one on my list. Just to know that he's also a black man that grew up with some struggle in his life, and to go through all the adversity, he's seen it all, and for him to help me is just wanting to help me too, and to see almost like a light in me, and I wanted to be a good person too as well, and that's like the main thing I appreciate is just being a good person.
We talked about it a little bit earlier, but K-State had a pretty good point guard just this past season. Did that stand out to you? You say, man, if they get, if their point guards are playing like that, I want to be the next one.
Right. It definitely stood out. To see Marquise Noel and the success that he had, I want to have that type of success. I want to be able to, have the spotlight, have the ball in my hands, and make plays. And to see that, it was almost like a little switch, and you just knew that I had to be there.
Tell me about your style of play. What can we expect from you here in a few years when you get to Manhattan? You're playing in the Octagon of Doom. What's that going to look like? Are you a pass-first guy? Are you going to run up 30, 40 points? I probably do a little bit of everything, but when are you at your best?
I think I'm my best when I just compete. I love competing. I love you know, just going at the other team and want the will to win. You know, I love competing. I have a killer mentality. I always want to go at people. I want to win and I want to destroy. You know, so I think Coach Tang can help me with that, and he also has a killer mentality and you know, wants to win. Very competitive.
You mentioned that Coach Tang told you he wanted to win a national championship, right? How much did that fire you up hearing that? And you're like, I guess I can get on board with that. Well, that sounds like a good goal.
Right. You know, to see that he almost did it in 1 year, it just told me, like, man, what can he accomplish in the next few? And you know, I trust him, you know, to my full 100%, and you know, I want to win him a national championship.
One more year of high school ball, win a state title or something like that, and then you're on to Manhattan. You excited?
Very excited, very excited.
All right, I'm sure Wildcat fans are excited too. I'm excited, and thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Lena, I still can't get over that. Jerome Tang's biggest win to date as a head coach, a college head coach. He beats Michigan State in the Sweet 16, and he calls his 5-star recruit. He says, I know you want to be a dude. I can imagine him saying that, too.
I know. It probably meant so much to David, too, to get that call when K-State is at its busiest point in the season.
Yeah,
to
Jerome
know
Tang
that
was
Coach
probably
Tang is
in
thinking
Madison
of you.
Square Garden, and he was still took the time to call him. I'm sure that meant a lot, and he told us it kind of played into his decision.
It would play into my decision, too. Well, we are not done yet. There's more K-Nation after the break.
Call is biased, but if your happy place doesn't have a diner-style burger with 2 all-beef patties, double the cheese, and a brioche bun, it's probably not as happy as it could be. Supersonic Double-Stack Cheeseburger. Sonic.
Welcome to Jungle House, a shop for plant people. The Jungle House offers a range of in-store and at-home services to help your plants thrive. Not a green thumb? Don't sweat it. We're here to help. Jungle House, 924 Delaware Street, Lawrence.
K-State, KU, all sports.
Join us every Sunday night right after 27 News at 10.
As we bring you another exciting week of K-Nation.
Sponsored by K-State Superstore and 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Hi, this is Voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you will be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. For 24/7 non-judgmental support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Meaningful relationships built upon trust is a founding principle of the Trust Company. We help individuals and businesses create tailored financial plans and diversified investment strategies that adapt over time to your unique needs. Because we are independent, we can offer flexibility and creativity that many advisors and trust departments can't. If you aren't sure where to start or you're looking to make a fresh start, contact us today for a free consultation.
There's 1,000 different drink combinations at Sonic. I'm gonna list them one by one. Get ready. Cherry limeade. Well, it looks like we're out of time.
Sonic.
All right, well, we've got some new news today. Oh, K-State's Keontae Johnson has officially entered his name in the NBA draft, finally.
Important note, though, he is maintaining his college eligibility. He's not closing that door completely. He made the decision public on Twitter. That was this afternoon. He was, of course, a star for the Cats in his one season with K-State, 17 points, 6 rebounds a game. He was first team All Big 12. He was third team All American. He does have a year of eligibility remaining. If he does decide to come back, my guess is going to go feel out kind of what the NBA folks are saying. And if they tell him he could gain something from another year of college, maybe he'll do it. We never know.
Yeah, he had an amazing year. I can't imagine much more he could do to make it better.
Right.
But,
but if he decides to come back,
NBA
Wildcat fans will take him back happily.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching K-Nation.
And we'll see you next Sunday. Have a good night.
You guys just got to come out and see. I'm just really excited about just going back out there with the guys and trying to accomplish something even bigger than we did last year.
Every shot matters. You don't need to shoot 62, but you can't shoot 78 either.